We are back with our series on the money, and this morning we're simplifying the world of insurance, from the different kinds to choose from to understanding the fine print. We've got financial expert Ted Jenkin here to break it all down and give us this helpful checklist. Ted, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to see you. So there's all these different kinds of insurance. I think maybe let's just start there with some good tips on how you know what you need, what you should be looking for.
Right. Well, Savannah, the first thing you have to do is to read your policy. Like the worst time to discover what's not covered is after you file a claim, but hardly ever do we read our policies until it's too late. And you've got to review your policies annually. You don't want to be overinsured and you don't want to be underinsured. What happens if you have a new driver or you have a new addition to the house? And credit scores absolutely matter here. FICO estimates that 95% of all auto insurers and 85% of all homeowners insurers use credit-based insurance scores. And of course, shop around. Every couple of years it pays to compare your prices and get a second opinion for your policy and your coverage.
Let's dive in here with some health insurance, because I think that's probably the most costly for most families. What do people need to know?
I think you need an engineering degree to figure out health insurance today. Yeah, I mean, look, the first thing to know is that you're going to pay your deductibles first. That's what's going to come out of pocket. Then you have your out-of-pocket max, which is the most that you'll pay in a worst-case year. Now, the best account that's out there, I think, is an HSA account or a health savings account. This is a triple tax-free account. Dollars go away pre-tax, they go tax-deferred, they come out tax-free for qualified expenses. And you want to stay in network. Going out of network can dramatically increase your costs. So look at in-network doctors before you schedule your appointments and your visits. And then this is the big one. Study your open enrollment. This is not like your high school term paper. Don't do it at 11:47 the night before. Your employer generally gives you 2 weeks in order to be able to look at all of your coverages for your family. Just don't do it the night before.
You're talking about family. What about our four-legged
right.
members? Do you really look at pet insurance?
Yeah. Wow, we love our pets, right? So you want to buy pet insurance when your pets are younger and healthy, because it generally doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. The average individual policy is roughly $50 a month. Dogs cost more than cats, obviously, on here. And remember,
cats have more lives.
Yeah, than 9 lives, right? Yeah. Remember, accidents happen here because this pet insurance is to cover unexpected expenses, right? What happens if you have emergency surgery or a serious illness or broken bones? Not routine expenses. And you've got to know the coverage. These policies vary significantly. Review the deductibles, the overall coverages, the out-of-pocket limits. But I recommend reading the fine print. There are a lot of exclusions in these pet insurance policies that you've got to watch out for. And then just compare your costs. What I like today is a lot of employers are actually offering pet insurance as an employee benefit. And so compare that versus an individual policy. See which one makes sense for your family. Cheaper isn't always better when it comes to pet insurance.
Let's talk about the big stuff, home and car. What should we know?
Well, look, Savannah, your biggest risk is not a dented bumper. I mean, it's getting sued. So liability coverage here protects your savings and also your investments. And I'd spend 15 minutes to make sure this week you have flood or hurricane or theft or replacement cost coverage. That's important. And definitely know your deductibles. Remember, the lower the deductible, the higher the premium, and vice versa. The sweet spot is generally $1,000 to $2,500 for a deductible. But of course, you have to have the cash in the bank in order to be able to cover the deductible.
Right.
And I recommend that you consider looking at an umbrella policy. You can get $1 million insurance policy. This adds an extra layer of protection over your home and auto insurance. And then think about a multi-policy discount. If you buy home and auto and you bundle it through the same insurance carrier, you could get a 10 to 20% discount.
The bundle is the big thing now. They're all touting the bundle.
Yeah, look, they all want your business. So you do 2 policies, you get a cheaper price.
Ted, what about life insurance? Who needs to consider that, and who maybe doesn't need to worry about that?
Well, most people that have a family need to consider term life insurance, and it's generally the cheapest way to get the most coverage for your family. But it's a lot like renting an apartment. You don't build equity. So if you don't die, you don't collect. It's really that simple. I tell most individuals have 10 to 15 times in general of your annual income for life insurance, but you should do your own family calculations. And just remember, as we get older or we have health issues, it gets more expensive. So we want to lock in the coverage when we're younger. And last, life happens, right? Marriages, divorces, kids, grandkids. You've got to update your beneficiaries every couple of years to make sure your money goes where you want it to go, and your IRAs as well. It's a good thing to do.
Really quickly, so I'm watching TV. I see these ads for certain insurance companies for life insurance, and your policy's never going to go up or anything like that.
Yeah.
What's the deal with those?
Right. For just $2, you can get a
exactly.
coverage. Look, in the end, term insurance works in bands. You can get it for 5, 10, 20, or 30 years. You just want to make sure that you have an A or A+ rated company, because you can pay for the insurance. The question is, Al, can they actually pay for it when you have to collect it?
That's a good point.
Yeah, no kidding. Ted, all right, kind of one of those topics that you don't want to think about all the time, but it's good that we just
Gloom
got
and
through
doom,
it.
but it's a big part of a financial plan.
Make it a party.
Exactly.
Yeah, make it a
Ted,
party.
that was great. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.